And I thought it was very detailed. I didn't see any issues and any problems with the last meeting. That would be the meeting of March 2nd. No, it's one like that. Okay, one page. That was in the meeting of January 26th. Anybody else have any changes or questions about the minutes?
I didn't look at it. I don't.
We want to make a motion to accept the minutes of the January 26th meeting.
I'll make a motion.
A second?
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Yes.
Aye.
Yes.
Okay. So I can't be involved in the meeting before that. That was the meeting of, I was back here. These three were.
So that was for Wednesday, September 29th. I reviewed those and again, I don't have any things. I make a motion to approve the minutes from Wednesday, September 29th.
I second.
All in favor? I'll abstain.
Yeah, that's fine.
And then we had another. We had another one.
It was July 28th.
Yep,
I
I was there for the July 28th meeting. I didn't see any changes. Did anybody else?
No.
All right, I'll make a motion that we accept the July 28th minutes. As written.
I'll second.
Favor? Aye.
I
All right, I think that was all done, right?
Yes.
Very good. So that brings us to our meeting tonight. And this is appeal number 837.
842.
Oh. Well, oh, that's the old page. Yeah, 842. There we go. So many pages to show you. This is appeal number 842 area variance. Appeal number 842 area variance request the applicant is seeking to construct a 2,114 square foot garage pool house on an existing lot, tax map number 76.2-1-16 at 30 Briarbush Drive in the R2 zoning district. The proposed location of the accessory building will be 22 feet from the rear property line. The rear setback requirement for a accessory building in the R2 district is 30 feet. Therefore, the applicant is requesting 8 feet of relief from the required rear setback. All other dimensional and use aspects of the proposed accessory building comply with the requirements of the R2 district. That application is from Chris Potter and Mr. Potter.
I am.
Okay. Well, I right off the bat have a question. I was down to look at your property. We have these drawings and stuff, and maybe I'm confused, but I thought I saw like a 2-story building when I was looking through on the side, and then 2 sheds.
There's a tree house.
Was that what that was? Like
Yeah.
a tree house?
Yes.
Okay, well, it's a pretty big structure. I mean, is that what that is? Though, that's
Yep.
tree house. I didn't want to, it's from the road, looking through the trees, so okay. And that's over there, roughly
It's kind of in between the 2 sheds.
the 2 sheds. Yeah, it's like in front of them, or yes, at the ground.
Yeah, it's in front of the bigger shed and to the side of the smaller.
Okay.
So you were looking for 27% relief, and I looked at Jim's notes and I saw the property too. And it seems like Jim's notes, you suggested it might be possible to move the building.
Well, I just had one, a couple of questions from the staff point of view. First of all, is there any possibility for the building to be moved more towards the front yard and achieve the compliance? And then secondly, I didn't see the interior floor plan, but it looks like a lot of the contributing area of the building, to the non-conformity, is this jog out the back. Is there any way that could be pushed forward in terms of the floor plan? And then you have a flat wall across the back, and you would maybe eliminate the need for the variance, or at least reduce it. Yeah.
How much is that jag? How deep is it? Because it doesn't give a dimension that way.
I think it's 6 feet.
Yeah, it looks like to the, there's a door, I see it,
Yeah.
a door swing indicated on the site plan here. And I would assume that's probably around 3 feet, the door itself in width, and then, so you got the casing and all that, so.
So that's what you meant. Bring.
Well, either one, the entire building, no, the entire building coming forward, or adjust the floor plan so that one wing of the building, so to speak, just pushes forward.
Yeah, we looked at all of that actually. How we arrived at its location was the existing concrete patio.
Right.
So that kind of drove, you know, you want the pool house off of that, so that kind of set that. So that would require 2 feet of relief to make that work. The job actually has to be that way because of, it's a different height ceiling inside. So the way the roof line is on the back, you can't pull that forward and make that higher roof line work
Okay.
with the lower roof line.
Okay,
So we did look at that, pull it, instead of having a job in the back, make the job all in the front. And that's actually neat, we want to put an RV in there at some point.
yeah, I saw the bigger garage door on the one
Yeah,
side.
so that's why we jogged it on both sides, 6 feet, to get the extra depth to be able to put that.
Okay, I was just trying to look at this from the standpoint of feasible alternatives. so.
Yeah, no,
And I was thinking, we didn't do the whole thing that deep, you know, just to try and minimize the impact.
So there is an existing concrete pad that you're trying to reuse.
Right out of the pool, right there.
Correct.
And you really tie all that straight in
Yep.
from the pool patio to that breezeway area. So it's-
Right, yeah, we're gonna, just to be able to utilize the garage, we're gonna have a door in between the two, so you can get through from the pool house into the garage.
Does anybody know what the status is of that line behind it? Is that, something that wants to be developed, or is it?
I don't know if that's, I could look up if you want, I can go look. You know the owner of the land behind you?
It's Saratoga County.
So that's why,
County board.
that's Saratoga County land, that's what I kind of thought, that's why I wanted to know.
would that drive well preclude you from moving the whole thing? Is
Yeah,
that-
that's
my understanding.
Yep, that was another thing we looked at, that would have to be moved.
Yeah,
Because
okay.
that would impede, so that's kind of centered in between, you know, the old garage and what would be new. So yeah, if we pull that forward into the limits of the stone around it.
That's all we have from the staff perspective.
It looks, I mean, it's, so we're looking at, the other thing, you and your staff notes about, did the 22 feet include the eve?
It does.
Yeah.
It does include.
Yes.
Okay,
So it'll be 22 feet to the eve.
Correct.
because we measure from the eave, not the wall.
So it would be 8 feet of relief on that. And it would only be that section, it would be, but you would still be getting some relief. on the
Yeah,
other.
the rest of it would be 2 feet.
But it would be like 2 feet.
Right.
And there was a properly noticed public hearing.
Yes, and I see we have, did you get any correspondence?
We have no written correspondence,
And
but
I see we have a gentleman here, would you like to, do you have something to add to this?
I do not.
Are you a neighbor or?
Actually, no, this is a
Oh.
totally different subject as far as what I'm here tonight.
Oh, okay.
Person.
Anybody have more questions or?
I kick count, I think you should officially open it for the.
Oh, I didn't open the meeting officially. I'm sorry.
Well, no, the public hearing.
Oh, the public hearing, right, I'll open the public hearing. Okay, so now, if you have any public, if anybody has any questions, you certainly can ask.
Sorry for interrupting your meeting here, but the whole purpose of this is your structure that you have. You're trying to extend how many feet?
We're trying to construct a garage. So we don't meet the setbacks, we need 8 feet of relief. The rear yard is supposed to be 30, we're proposing 22.
So there's an addendum that needs to be made here as far as getting that footage
It's called a variance. In zoning terms, we're varying from the law, but in order to do so, there's a prescribed set of tests in the law that have to be met. And the zoning board, the members here will go through those here in a little while. There's 5 of them. They'll read them into the record and they'll deliberate on all 5 of those points, and then they'll come to a decision.
And we try to, it's based on situation, circumstances, impacts on the neighborhood, all those things are taken into consideration when we're doing something like this.
I think it's safe to say the public hearing.
Correct, we're closed.
Yep.
Yeah, we're closed public hearing. I always need guidance, that's for sure. Do we have any other questions of the applicant from any of the board members?
So we need the 8 feet of relief across the back, whatever, maybe they're 14, 15 feet or so. And need 2 feet across the additional, the remaining 20, 30 feet. I mean, and there's no, again, we usually look for clearances within the neighborhood. I don't see them behind you. It does seem like we're only off by 3 feet, 5 feet. I don't know why we can't reorient that. I understand the concrete consideration, of course, concrete can be tough to modify. So I'm just curious as to, obviously the architect drew this outside the boundaries. And there's, I'm just trying to kind of wrap my brain around why we can't rotate this, or why this can't be split up with design. And this full house garage, does this have bathroom facilities, and does it have, full electric mechanic, or what is going in the pool house exactly in the garage? So what are we doing back here?
Yeah, it's proposed to have a bathroom and electricity.
And it's two-story building you mentioned, or?
There's over the 2 bays, there would be a storage, unfinished storage area of about the 2 bays. Yeah, it's the existing concrete, which, yeah, it can be modified. It's stamped concrete, so matching, new stamped concrete to old stamped concrete. It's gonna be kind of hard to blend. Plus, there's artificial turf that's there that would also have to be modified.
And you're trying to get the orientation to the pool, right?
Yeah, we want to wind up with that, so it's, straight on, obviously, with
The same thing, the closer you go to the roadside, the closer you get to drive up.
that's where.
And we can give the 2 foot portion, but you're still gonna be able to go back in.
Yeah, that was another question. I did have another. The regular portion of the structure, so to speak, not the jog, but the flat wall, does that eave meet the setback, or does it not?
No, that's where we need 2 feet.
Okay, all right, okay. I just wanted to be clear on that. Yeah, okay.
2 feet jog all the way down.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
And then back and forth is where you're 8.
8, correct.
And we don't really know how many feet that is. The distance of that.
Then it comes out at 6 feet.
No, I mean, the distance of the building that's gonna need.
That needs the 8 feet of relief.
well, that's 22 feet, about 40 feet or so.
Yeah. But we could, if we choose to approve this, we could clarify that, it's that wall along that wall.
Well, you can refer to it as drawn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the backside is literally. Worst one, almost like something to the county.
And the other thing, I did a little looking, I know he gave us the one aerial photograph. I did a little looking on the computer of the wider neighborhood. And I did find, I don't want to characterize it, I don't want to over characterize it, but there were several other instances of accessory structures throughout the neighborhood that didn't meet the setback. So in terms of neighborhood character, that's why.
I don't think it would affect the neighborhood character at all. In fact, the building, it's a beautiful structure, and he has a beautiful home there, and it actually blends in beautifully into the neighborhood.
He's also, he's over 22 feet, and he's 22 feet off of that back line. It's not like he's
Right.
not getting less than 10 feet, less than 15.
Right, and that is county land. I doubt that we'll ever see any development there.
Well, we talked about the last meeting, though, when that gentleman with the shed that we get, that room behind there is dead area to you, correct?
Oh, yeah, I mean,
There's
that's,
nothing-
that's
nothing's gonna go back.
that 22 feet is just really.
They've logged it once since I've been there.
I'm sorry,
They've logged it once since I've been there, but that's.
I'm talking just from the property line.
No, he's talking about that
Oh,
20
what I
feet.
have left, you mean?
Yeah, what you have left.
Oh, yeah.
It's just gonna be small.
I'm just gonna let it grow, like, that's kind of where my fence line for the pool is, so really, we don't, anything beyond that.
We talk about, you know, additional use and so on and so forth, so there's not much you can do back there.
Okay. Well, do we have any more questions? Concerns? Well, let me read the criteria that we have to meet. An area variance may be granted only if not all five of the circumstances listed. As specifically found in existing zone, fields that are each so stated in the findings. That is, the number one is that the strict application of set dimensional requirement would result in a specified practical difficulty to the applicant. And I think you've done a good job of that with the dry well, with the fact that you want to have the longer space for an RV parking, the fact that the structure, the way it's designed, it would be difficult for roof line to be able to move that forward. So I think you've demonstrated that. If anybody doesn't agree with me, by all means, speak up. Number two is how substantial the request variance is in relation to the requirements. And there is no such standard to that, but we've done more relief in certain circumstances than what you're requesting. So I don't feel like it's a large request. I think it's a reasonable request. Number three, the difficulty cannot be alleviated by some practical method feasible for the applicant to pursue. And that goes back, it's kind of repeating the same thing. We've got the, I understand when you look at that, how you want to orientate with the, that's not the right word, but you know, with the pool and the concrete and things that you've expressed, I think are relevant to that. Then number four is that there will be no substantial change in the character of the neighborhood or detriment to the adjoining properties, and absolutely, if anything, that's a beautiful building that's going to add to the appeal of the community. And number five, that the variance would not be materially detrimental to the purpose of this chapter or to the property in the district which the property is located, or otherwise conflict with the description of or purpose of the district or the objectives of any plan or policy of the town. That the variance requested is the minimum variance which would alleviate the specific practical difficulty found that the zoning board of appeals to affect the applicant. Lots of words, but I think that I do feel that we've done that too. So does anybody disagree with that? No. Okay. Well.
I'll make a motion that we approve appeal number 842, granting the relief of the 27% or the 8-foot. You want to word it, Jim, something along based on the drawings of the map? Or?
Yeah, as shown in the accompanying map with the application. Yep.
A second? I'll second. Would you pull the board?
Matthew Manning,
Yes.
Scott Fitzsimmons,
Yes.
Justin Farrell,
Yes.
Kevin Elms.
Yes. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. It was nice meeting you.
Thank you so much.
Good luck.
If you can notify the supply chain, let them know we're doing.
You'll be getting a written notice in the mail,
See it in a year.
and I'll send one email too.
Thank
And
you.
this is only good for, how long is the approval good for? Is it-
I think that's what building is a year.
No, for the variance, there is a limit on the variance.
What's the start reasonable, something?
I think it's 180 days. That's to the point of filing your building.
I was gonna say, once I get a building permit, that kind of
That's-
sets,
yeah.
then it goes to
You
the.
have to get the building permit within that 180
Yeah.
days, right?
Yeah.
Unless you become board.
As long as you apply for the permit, this locks in.
Right, and then the permit is good for, I think, a year.
And and the building permit then is renewable. There's a one-time renewal on the building permit.
So, yeah, with supply chain issues, you have to think about that.
Right?
Oh, we've already decided, and we're told. yeah.
Are you putting in the pool with this too?
No, the pool, that's all set, yeah.
Pools are beautiful, so it's like you have a very beautiful practice.
Thank you.
This will be an asset to the neighborhood.
Yeah,
And they said if you-
we're good friends with our neighbors.
They said probably plan to sheet over your door and window openings. Get those later. Probably not gonna get them.
That doesn't work very well.
No.
All right.
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.
Thank you.
Pardon, we just need your name for the record, for the minutes. Oh, Pat, yeah, okay, okay.
Congratulations.
Actually,
You didn't want to
K.I.
talk to us when we're still on the board, or were you just here to sit?
just to let you know, we do have an application for next month, so there will be a meeting.
Well,
Gonna do it at the end of this month?
you mean this one?
Yes, this month, yeah, we're back on the regular
We'll be back
schedule.
on the regular schedule, so we'll have 2 meetings this month.
So the next meeting will be the 23rd,
The 23rd.
as per the regular.
Okay, motion to adjourn meeting. Second. All those in favor?
Yes.
Aye. And then we're adjourned. Thank you, everybody.
Chairman, that was smooth.
Oh, yeah. Our normal chairman does a wonderful job. Always very impressive.
Well, you're one